There we go. We're live again, Bob. Push this back. Huh? Okay. Bob's here. Mary's here. We're all here. We'll let you guys get on here for a little bit.
As I said, there's
Do a
no
little.
point in this. Just let it sit.
Do a little bit of waiting time for some people to get on. Welcome to another episode of TNT Tuesday. We got our big Terrain Master reveals today. We're going to let a few of them get on here. Hopefully some of the Terrain Masters will be on and they can hear whether or not they made it. We have some returning from last year, and we have 15 new ones that have not been Terrain Masters before that were chosen for the list this year. For those that don't know what our Terrain Masters do, basically we partner up with a few people, and they're already TNT fans, so that makes them a sure win. And they go ahead and they do what they love to do. They go wheeling, they go out talking to people, and while they're doing it, they communicate with everybody why they like TNT or who TNT is and what they do. So it's just a really simple task for Terrain Masters to work. And in return, we give them some free products, some discounts, some cool trips, some things, it's a win-win situation for everybody. I see a few people that are on here. I know the names, Misty and Tori and Jessica. How are you guys all doing? I don't know what it's like in your neck of the woods, but today is absolutely beautiful here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I think we were supposed to get a high in the low 60s. This is why we love Cheyenne, because we get that nice Indian summer every winter. Give us a little break.
But the wind is brutal.
Oh, yeah. We don't want to tell everybody how great it is. Okay, so, yeah. It's not brutal today, so we'll take it. Usually when it is 60 degrees, it is brutal wind. So, I think we had a little bit of stall. We got some people on here. I'm going to go ahead and start naming off some of our Terrain Masters for this year. We're going to start with ones that were previous Terrain Masters. They have been around for a year or two already. Obviously, those that don't know, but our head Terrain Master is Mr. Chris Frizzell. He is what we call our Terrain Master. TM squared is what I like to call him. And he is the one that is helping coordinate this whole program. He will stay in contact with all of you guys, and he will relay to us anything that you guys might need or where you might be, and everybody will be able to touch base with him, and he helps keep things on board. So that's Chris Frizzell, number one. Then we have Joel Crane. Joel Crane is a Wyoming Terrain Master. He has been one for a while. He claims he's a legend on the local 4WD scene. He's also modest. I guess the proof is in his Twisted JT and Joel Crane 48 on TikTok. Those of you who have not seen Joel, well, you're missing out. Joel is just Joel, and we're happy that he is on our team again. He has a JT and his wife has a JL, so they make a great team. The next on the list is Lucas West. Lucas is one of our Colorado Terrain Masters. He has a 2012 JK. He's currently running our suspension and armor products on his rig. He wants a few more products for his rig, but he's always been attending All for Fun, and you can follow Lucas on adventures on @Lucas_9902. So he's a previous Terrain Master also. Next is Vince Lucas. Vince is from West Virginia, and we're happy he's going to be on our team. I see he's on there. I see you, Vince. He wheels a 99 TJ, and he's been going all over the place. Bantam, Tennessee Jeep Invasion, All Breeds Jeep Show. He is the president and co-founders of the local West Virginia Club and the West Virginia Off-Highway Coalition. So we're glad to have Vince on, and he's also on Instagram at The Bearded Jeeper. So welcome back again for another year, Vince. Bobby Portalatton. Bobby has been a train master for over 3 years. He has both his rig, which is a two-door JK, and his wife's rig, which is a TJ, all armored up and suspension and everything with TNT parts on them. He's been a great supporter for TNT, and we're happy to keep him on as a terrain master. He's on Instagram at ThunderCon_JK, and you can see him all over in the Indiana area. Next return terrain master we have is Jessica Wilkinson. She is a terrain master down in Miami. We're happy that she's going to be back on board. She does a lot of work with the Carnage Motorsports crew, so some of her terrain master job is also supporting one of our dealers, which is Carnage Motorsports, and so we see a lot of our products go through them. So welcome back, Jessica. We look forward to hopefully be able to do more wheeling this year with you. Another return is Byron Roberts from Kentucky. Byron has a full schedule of Jeep events every month, some off-road events, and many of fundraising events. He currently wheels a 06 LJ with a TNT armor, and he can be found on Instagram at foolishhabit_LJ. What did you say? Oh, yeah. Tyler Deschant is another returning terrain master. He is from Mesa, Arizona. We're happy that he is back on the team. We like to have somebody out west. He's modified a 2000 Jeep Cherokee with 1 tons and TNT suspension. Gets a lot of attention. And if you don't know where he's at, he's on Instagram at az.goat. And you can find him at Trail Hero or local events. So glad you're back, Tyler. I see you're on here too. Of course, we had to have Aaron Snowberger come back on again. He's another Indiana guy. If you don't know of Aaron, he has the Half Clean Jeep. And so he's been very active in the Jeep world. Jeep parts, Jeep trails, Jeep awareness. He's as bad as we are. Eat, live, and breathe Jeeps. And then the final returning terrain master is Cotty Hayes. Cotty is from South Dakota. Of course, he is a big TNT supporter in that he helps with the 605 on the Rocks event and the, what's the one after that? Rock and Woods event. He'll be up there for that. He runs all our armor and suspension parts on his 90 YJ because he thinks it's hip to be square. So he's on Instagram as Underdog, and that's dog DAWGYJ. So Cotty will be on our Terrain Master team again this year. So those are our returning ones, which we're super thankful for all of you for the previous work, and we look forward to working with you again in the future. On to our new ones. We have 15 new Terrain Masters for this year. Huh? Okay, Bob's going to do the new ones. You get to look at his smiling face.
All right, so new to the team this year is, like Mary said, I think there's 15. So, in no particular order, Austin Corbin. Austin's a long friend and family of TNT's, currently residing in Colorado. We first met Austin on the lake bed out at KOH because he was stationed somewhere down there in Southern Cal when he was active duty. Austin has titled as 93 YJ. He actually bought our Johnny Cash project that never materialized. We stretched a YJ tub to LJ length, and Austin picked up the tub and did all the rest of it. He's got the Jeep up and running. So you can find him on Instagram at YJU_Austin. So welcome aboard, Austin. Next up is Misty Hakes. Misty resides from Iowa. and she has an '01 Wrangler. She's all over the Midwest, supports events like 605, Rockfest, Ladies Off-Road Club, Weekend of Wheeling, Crawl for the Cure, which, sad to say, the sheep in Minnesota canceled for this year again. She does several Toys for Tots, some veterans rides, loves to get outside wheeling in nature. Check her adventures at Misty Hakes on Instagram. What?
With her husband.
And then, yeah, it's a tag team deal. So her husband is Tom Hakes. He's also from Iowa. He wheels a 76 CJ7, old school, old iron, nice. He just recently acquired a 97 TJ Sahara that he's going to build up. He's headed to, obviously, husband and wife. They're going the same places. Doesn't say that he has an Instagram, but you can get a hold of the pair of them at Misty's account. Next up is a local guy. He's kind of a groupie, been hanging around a while. He's a good friend. He does his own YouTube channel, Jack to Jeep. So Steve, welcome aboard. Steve Winchell is here from Cheyenne. His Instagram is jacked_2_Jeep. He's got a 2011 JK Rubicon 4-door. And he just acquired an 85 CJ, so you can kind of see where this is headed. Our Terrain Masters kind of like 2-door short wheelbase rigs. So that's kind of cool. Next up is Max Chase. He's from currently in Arizona. We think.
He moves around.
He moves around a little bit. He's got a YJ as well. He kind of does his own thing. He's building stuff in his garage or his shop. He was up in South Dakota a while. They went down to St. George and fell in love with the Southwest, so they recently moved down there. So look for Max in the St. George area. As soon as we can pin that down a little more, we'll let you know. Next up is Ross Lawson. Ross has a whole fleet, as he says, and he's from Arkansas. He's got a 06 TJ, 06 TJ Rubicon, 19 JLU, and he currently runs our suspension armor and trusses. We have a love for his enthusiasm for our parts and are thankful he recommends them to others. Catches rigs at S'more, which that's someplace I want to go to this year, if I ever get my TJ done. And wherever else he can go, not shut down by COVID. Yeah, amen, brother. Does not list an Instagram. Next up is Nick Rayford. Nick is also from Arkansas. He has a 16, I think this is a typo because I don't know what a JKY is, so I'm assuming it's a JKU. And can be found on Instagram at Ultron, ULTRON JK. He tries to get out and wheel at least monthly in the Ozarks. Plans to attend Great American Crawl, Steel Bender, and Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. He was introduced to us by Bobby and Dawn Portland, one of our season terrain masters. So we look forward to meeting you, Nick. Maybe we'll catch up with you next weekend at Moore. Or not next weekend, the weekend after.
Valentine's Day.
So if you're in the area, come by and introduce yourself. Next up is Lane Bost. Lane is from North Carolina. Runs TNT trusses on his 98 TJ. You can find his rig at Squatchy, SQUATCHY_TJ. Lance is a tireless supporter of the sport by helping...
Is it Lance or is it Lane?
Oh, sorry, Lane. It's Lane. Okay. Well, maybe we got a typo there too.
I'll have to ask
Terrain Master squared.
TM squared, which it is.
So he's out and about in the local area, does trail repairs and helps people. Nice. So if you're in that North South Carolina area, look for Lane Bost in a 98 TJ. Next up is David Espinosa. David's from Florida. He's got an 07 Wrangler stretched on tons and currently has some TNT armor. You can find him on Instagram at the DJEGOLFPRO. So I'm not even going to attempt that. Something pro.
DJE Golf Pro.
There you go. Yeah, that makes sense. David Espinosa, Golf Pro. Yep.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll see him at Jeep Beach. If we have that, current rumor is it is going to go through. They're going to do, I was talking to some people this morning. They're doing the whole event on private property so that they can proceed. So far Jeep Beach is a go. So if you're down there at Jeep Beach, say hi to David. He'll be at Sheriff's, if that's a go, and Jeeptoberfest. So everything in the southeast. Next up is Tori Harvey. Tori's from Utah, got an 04 TJ.
He's got a bunch of our stuff in the last few weeks.
Yep, running a bunch of armor and trusses. Grew up in Utah, close to Moab, surrounded by off-road enthusiasts. He off-roading in his blood. Doesn't list an Instagram, but if you're in that neighborhood, look for an 04 TJ. Say hi to Tori. Next up is Jessica Mahan.
I see Jessica's on here. Hey,
yep,
Jessica.
Congratulations, Jessica. She's a current transplant from Minnesota to Colorado. We've actually had her rig in the shop a couple of times and helped get it squared away and ready for the season. They were out wheeling last year. She's got it started life as a 97 TJ. Still pretty much looks like a TJ, but it's got a lot of cool little custom parts under it. So welcome along. Her Instagram is Miss US Mahan. That's how I'd say it. That's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
So again, congratulations, Jessica and her husband Ben. Thanks for bringing your Jeep up and letting us work on it. Next up is Jonathan Ridemuller. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. He's also Miami fella. 17 JK with our armor on it. He's looking to wheeling at Windrock and AOP. So another southeast guy.
So hopefully he and Jess get things. They can do a few things together. The Carnage crew.
His Instagram is JKU Reed, all one word. Last up, I think. Oh no.
There's two more.
David Cox. Davis. More typos.
Oh, wow.
We know David, so I know it's not Davis. David's a local guy here. He's military. Just got back from a deployment overseas. He's got a old 89 Cherokee that used to be a former employee of ours.
Was a Cherokee.
Yeah, it kind of was a Cherokee. It's not much left of it.
No.
It's more buggy than it is Cherokee, but he's rocking a JK axle swap with our 4-link rear suspension, obviously Y-link up front. That little Cherokee surprises a lot of people.
If anybody tests products.
Yeah, it used to belong to a guy named Clayton. Clayton passed a couple of years ago, and Clayton and David were good friends, so David's continuing on and keeping her alive. He's a local guy. He's out and about. His looks like his Instagram is T2GD_fabrication. So if you see David out and about, he's also working on a pretty bitchin' tube car that he just built from scratch all by himself. It's a pretty cool car. Next up is Abby Childress. Abby's from Colorado. She's got a 19 JLU Rubicon. You can find her RockyMountain.jl.
She's got one of our JL front bumpers.
Yeah, she's
Guardian
got
bumpers.
one of the first to put a Guardian bumper on a JL. So, so look for her. And then last up is, I'm going to say Kobe. Is that right?
Looks right to me.
Kobe Allen. He's another Arizona guy rocking a Cherokee. I guess the Arizona guys like the Cherokees, which is cool. He's working with Onyx Off-Road as a trail guide. Oh, Onyx. There we go. Onyx Off-Road. So if you guys haven't seen that, it's a new phone GPS thing. Kind of like Gaia, kind of like Backcountry Navigator. They were real big in the hunting market, and they've recently branched out into the off-road world. So I use it for hunting and property boundaries and things of that nature. So if it's half as good as their hunting, it'll be a good off-road system. So check them out. His Instagram is Cobes_347. So
yeah, Chris or Steve said great GPS for wheeling.
Yeah, I know a few guys. I haven't switched to it yet. I'm pretty comfortable with Gaia, but I do use Onyx Hunt, so I probably will get that app as well. So there's our list of Terrain Masters for 2021. Now,
that's not saying we wouldn't add some more throughout the year, but this is our start of the 2021, hopefully, wheeling season. Hopefully better than last year's season, because I don't think it could be worse than last year's. But
so one of the things I need you Terrain Masters, for those of you who are watching, and Chris will get this out on the Terrain Master page. There is a Facebook page. So for you new guys, Chris should be sending you an invite and getting you all set up on that in the next day or two. Put together some local events. I mean, the writing's on the wall. The big events, four-wheel parts jamborees and, that big grand scale events, they're just not going to happen. So let's get some grassroots stuff going.
It's the most fun anyways.
Let's go wheeling, right? Who wants to stand around on pavement going, not this guy.
No,
I'd rather be in the woods. So you guys get some grassroots stuff event going, and who knows, maybe Mary and I will jump in a Jeep and come join you.
Or somebody,
get out there and go wheeling. So, and on that subject, for exploring, we're not quite ready to go there yet, but we have some openings at the Rockin' Woods event in South Dakota. And for all you folks that haven't been there, that's real deal wheeling. So keep your Jeeps up to speed. We're going to have maybe a contest, a drawing, something. That's going to be kind of one of our give back to our Terrain Master deals. We'll invite a couple of you guys up there for that event. So that's the, I don't have a calendar, 29th of June to the 2nd of July, I think. I do have a calendar. 28th of June. So kind of keep that part of your calendar open. I guess depending on where you're coming from, you better block 2 weeks out, especially that Miami crew. That's a 2.5 day drive just to get there. But keep up to date on that. We'll put out some more stuff when we finalize that.
Jessica, it's right after Rockfest. So if you can't make 605 on the Rockfest, then maybe you can make the Rockin' Woods.
Right.
We're staying up in South Dakota for 2 weeks in a row. Yep. So going forward with this, Chris is going to get in touch with everybody. Those of you that were Terrain Masters last year, you get to keep your same Terrain Master number. The rest of you will get an assignment from Chris probably tonight, tomorrow, somewhere in the next couple days with your new Terrain Master number. Then I'll be sending out some welcoming packages, and we'll get you guys all set up with some coupons and shirts and whatever. And
be patient with Chris. He's up there on the frozen tundra. So his hands are stiff, so he has to type like this because it's like 35 below up there. So
not that bad.
he'll get there.
Be patient with me because everybody in this organization, I'm the one running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So, but Chris and I and Beth will all converse and we'll get you guys hooked up to get started with the year. And you just keep communicating with us what you're doing, and we'll see where we can come in and see everybody. Does anyone have any questions? Anybody? I see quite a few people are on here. Keep
Boy,
going.
there was a blast from Pasco the other way. You see this last one?
Yeah, Scott Ellis.
Yeah, Rock Stomper is in the house.
Rock Stomper. How are you, Scott? I haven't seen you in a while either. So we're excited to get this year going. We're excited you guys all are on board to help support our team, and in return, we will support you back. Trust me, that's one thing we do. And we're looking forward to wheeling and hanging out with all of you guys. So let's get some plans together and let's try to hit the trails together, and let's have a great 2021. Anything else?
Lunch.
See ya. Thanks, guys. See you next Tuesday.